Welcome to another journalnow.com high school football video. My name is Joe Serrera, and I am joined this week by North Davidson Black Knights head coach Brian Flynn. We're wondering whether you're going to be playing Reagan on Thursday or Friday. Weather forecast for Friday not looking great, but either way, we're going to be talking about the game, and folks will be able to get a little feel for your team and the matchup, whether the game is played Thursday or Friday. Thanks for joining us.
Joe, thank you very much. Yeah, already week one. Here we go about weather.
Yep. Your Black Knights reached the third round of the Class 3A West playoffs last season. Have you been able to maintain momentum from that playoff run?
Yeah, I think so, Joe. We had a great offseason. In the winter months in the weight room, which is the most important time, and leading into the summertime. I got a tremendous senior class. We're loaded with numbers. We got a big group, and but not only numbers, but some really good kids and really good leaders that they've helped out with that. So we've taken that momentum, and we've had a really good off season leading up to week one.
You had a number of players who were key contributors on that team. As juniors, as you said, who are back this season, particularly at the skill positions. What can you tell us about some of those guys?
Yeah, we got a lot back in the skill position. Almost scary too much to think about all of them being gone, but we'll worry about that later. But yes, getting Gavin back, that was big. Him being able to reclass because he missed his whole junior year. Not only athletics, him as a two-sport athlete, but just in general as a student as well. And getting him back is huge. But
that's Gavin Hill, your quarterback.
Yes, sir, Gavin. And then obviously our workhorse Xavier Hayes, getting him back at running back. He knows the workload that he's going to get and wants it. As well. I'm really excited for him. He's worked really, really hard. And then, at the skill position or at the receiver position as well, we've got everybody back. So we're excited there. We've had a lot of team chemistry there. Leading into this camp. It's been a different approach as a coach because they're such a veteran group. They've been doing this for forever now. So it's been a lot of fun to watch.
You did lose some key people on defense, particularly Tanner Jordan, a guy who did a lot of things for you on the offensive side of the ball too, as a fullback at times. How do things look on that side of the ball?
Well, you said Tanner, and we always try to promise as a coaching staff not to talk about Tanner. Just because of the dynamic player he was and whatnot. But no, in reality, it is. It's been a lot different out there. But that's just what you do year in and year out as a coach. But we've got a ton of talent on that side of the football. I truly believe that, Joe. We are just unproven, young, green, and whatever adjective you want to put into it. And it's going to be a process. It really is. And especially with the gauntlet of non-conference schedule that we have, it's going to be probably a roller coaster with those guys. Just trying to keep them to trust the process, all those coaching terms. Because, again, week one, those linebackers that are green as all get out. Very good players, I think. They're gonna be just fine, but they're gonna play across the board a 300+ pound offensive line, and it's gonna be a long night. It's gonna be a tough challenge. But anyway, we're excited about those guys that we have on that side of football. We just got to get some experience.
You mentioned that Reagan offensive line, not just big, but awfully talented. Sam Pendleton going to Notre Dame, Spencer Webb, Spencer Slapper, two other veteran starters. How do you prepare a group for any group for that, but especially a young group, that for what those guys are going to do, the size, how technically strong and proficient they are. I mean, how do you prepare for that?
Uh, if I had that answer, Joe, maybe I'd be on a different level. I don't know. You turn on that film and it's a FCS offensive size type line. I mean, it really is. You look at it. If you're, again, you got the old saying, if you're big on film, you're big.
Yeah.
And these guys are huge.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna be a big challenge. Look, we didn't sugarcoat anything. We told our guys by far this is going to be the best offensive line you see all year.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's the best offensive line almost anybody in the state who plays them is going to see all year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. And so we've got to be able to do some things defensively to at least help us out. We're gonna have to move around a lot. We stay still, so to speak, Joe. It's gonna be a long night for those guys, especially up front. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna have to move around a lot and try to keep those big guys up front for Reagan just kind of just guessing some second guessing things.
Mm-hmm. What else do you see from Reagan? I know obviously the quarterback is being replaced. He graduated. Cam Hill, John Gillette was an outstanding running back, receiver, return guy, did so many things for them. They do lose a little bit at the skill positions, but what do you see there offensively and on the defensive side of the ball, where they also have some great athletes back?
Yeah, Coach McGee does a fantastic job. It's year in, year out, they're going to be solid, well coached in every facet of the game. They really are. Mm-hmm. Of course, we watched some film from last year, and some people are like, "Well, man, I think they were more explosive last year," and that's up for debate. But I think the type of team they have, especially offensively right now, is a lot more scary, I guess is the word, than it was last year. I know he's got some questions and some skill guys. Of course, me and Coach McGee talk, and of course, at his quarterback, he's playing a couple quarterbacks in the scrimmage against Shelby. He's at the receiver position, and also on the defensive side of the ball. But they're just solid, Joe. Across the board. So hey, this is why we do what we do. Especially week one and throughout this offseason to help prepare us for later in the year. But, again, it's going to be a huge challenge.
Yeah, you mentioned, playing teams like this to start the season and early in the year in the non-conference, that has to, as good as your conference is, as good as the Mid-Piedmont 3A is, this really has to help you games like this. What do you hope to take away from a game like this and learn and teach your kids that will get you ready for the conference and the playoffs?
Well, it's a great question because, Joe, we went through this last year. It's almost like, kind of the same type of script, going through this gauntlet. But, last year, again, we were 1-3 at the time because we lost the Davy game because of COVID. And we were licking our wounds going into conference. But the whole time, we're trying to tell our guys, just trust it. Things are going to slow down a little bit. Yeah. Just trust what we're doing, trust everything. And, we sweep through the conference, win the conference, go to the third round. Look, at the end of the day, I would take that 10 times out of 10, that type of year. And, we'll do it again this year if that's the script we're going to have. But, I do want to do a better job of competing and seeing our guys fight a little bit more. I thought last year in these big time games against these bigger schools, we kind of just lacked that. I think we didn't compete as best or as much as I wanted to. I want to see us do a better job of that. Don't get me wrong. We're going into every game to freaking win. Okay. Right. I do want to say that, but we got to do a better job of competing. And I think that starts, with our seniors going to lead us, and we got a good group.
Sounds good. Obviously, huge game Friday night at Reagan. Winston-Salem Journal will have coverage of that game, and we wish you luck in that game and the rest of the season.
Joe, thank you, and thanks for all you do.
Appreciate it. Thanks for your time.